All right, tune you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're in.
Welcome everyone back to another episode of League Press, brought to you by NAPX. I'm your host and will be operating as your moderator today, Coach Bigface. I'm joined with two of the bigger voices in the Pro-Am community. We got the coach of Kiss My Tims, Easy. How you doing today, man? There we go. Easy, how you doing today, man?
Feeling good. How about you, man?
Doing good. I'm doing good. We also, on the other end, we got the coach of Zero Gaming. We got JJ. How you doing today, man?
Doing good.
All right. Well, it's our second episode of this pre-draft. We've had a lot of amazing tournaments and a lot of really dope gameplay that's been happening over the past couple of weeks. So let's get into it early. We got the WR Finals. That was Liquid Pro-Am versus Bright Lights. For us in just a moment. Liquid was comprised of some of the better and more astounding first year players in the league that now joined up together. We got Antoine Love, Lecce, got Jarcity, we got Jay Snags, and we had missing one player, and we had Low Key Godlike. And on the other end for Bright Lights, we had Bandy and Killy, their typical backcourt, Kaze, Crizzy, and Native. Fellas, tell me some of your thoughts on this series. It ended 3-1 in favor of Liquid. JJ.
Oh man. So just want to talk about this guy Lecce, man. He's been amazing for that backcourt. We all know that Antoine Love is more of a he's a all-around guy. He passes well, he shoots the ball well, but one thing he does like to do is command his offense. And that's one thing that he did. And having a guy like Lecce that's going to hit wide open and create more spots for him to get open and spread the offense out, it just creates that thing that he loves to do, which is just kill. And I want to say that also Vandy, that game too, man. Vandy came out and had a good game too. He was doing his thing. I felt like that they started off. Bright Light started off really good in their first beginning of the game, but it's just like throughout the game, like their intensity, it just trickled down throughout the game. It's like Liquid worked on them. Like they'll start the game off maybe up like 5 or 6 points first quarter, second quarter, extended to like 10, and then third quarter is just like Liquid said, all right, I'm done playing the game. Let's get him out of here. And Jay Snags is probably hands down probably one of the best power forwards on it right here. I know in game one, at 1 minute and 51 seconds in the second quarter, he had this steal where he was at the top of the key and the center had slipped all the way to the paint. And during that time, the game was 17-15, and actually Bright Lights was up and they was doing pretty good at that point. But when he took that steal, it just turned the whole game to a different way. Lecce got on the break. He got a wide open three. They was able to get Badge, and then from then on, them two guys together with Badge is just crazy. It's just too much offense. It was an amazing series, but you could just tell that Liquid in their first time, like you said, their first year league players are just insane and hard to guard, and I'm talking about 1 through 5. So really great series to watch. You could just tell who was the better team though as time went on through the games and went on through the series.
All right, easy. Let me get some of your thoughts on what you saw out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I already thought that Liquid was going to run away with this. I felt like it was a lot closer battle than people expected it to be. Both teams comprised of both professionals throughout the whole league. But like JJ said, Liquid has the best professionals. The first years that came into the league, they've all played with each other before, so they understand each other's chemistry and stuff like that. I feel like in amateur pro-am right now, or just pro-am in general, they are probably the best defensive team without a doubt. Like I said, Varsity switching full time to lock position is a great move for him. Jay Snags being drafted top 10 pick overall last year in season 6, and then Loki got coming off of a huge 3v3 season with Duke's Gaming as well too. So yeah, I mean, and then Antoine coming out ad drop and playing phenomenal as well too for the Hornets. So they have everything it takes, and I think for them it's a matter of when they were going to win. Like I said, they are great at what they do, and they defensive wise they're good as well too, and that's what they build the team around, is just basically defense, and then just let Lecce do his thing on offense, whether it's 6-6.
Yeah, definitely a team of players that lit the world on fire in their first season in the league. We're definitely looking forward to seeing what this team does the rest of the way through, going into UPA, but also going into their second years. But as two guys that are pretty well understood around the pro-am community, we got to see the second finals in a row that Bright Lights has lost. They lost in the Warriors Battle of the Bay tournament finals to Breakout, and then upon losing this series, we noticed a couple members of their team actually decided to leave and go play with different teams for UPA. Give us a little bit of you guys' understanding of how these changes end up happening a month out from this big tournament. Easy, you can start us off here.
We all know how the community is nowadays. It's a win now type of thing, and everybody is just trying to do the best what's best for them. At the end of the day, it's always going to be a business decision rather than a personal one. And even if it is your boys, what does Scump say? You gotta surround yourself with players that you think is not as good as you. So
I was not expecting a Scump reference in the middle of this one. That's a good one for us, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, JJ, any of your thoughts on some of these new teams that are forming here?
Yeah, I feel like Bright Light still kept their core though, like their core guys, like Vandy, other than Kelly usually there. I think Kelly left too. But Vandy and Kaze and Grizzy are still there. More of their core guys. And that happens with a lot of teams sometimes. Like your core guys, you just stick together. But some of those people that you picked up to actually hoop with, that's some of the top guys. Native, of course, champion. Kelly played really well in the league also. So, they try to look for other places sometimes when you're not the core of the actual Bright Lights team. So, but most of the core guys are still there. So we'll see what type of team they look like with their new addition, which is I think it's U-Bots and Sick, if I'm not mistaken. Which U-Bots is probably a good pickup in a way too. I like U-Bots. His defensive, the way he plays on defense right now is probably one of the top shooting guards on defense, other than Score and Lecce. He's playing really well on defense. He is wide open shots. He loves to break. I see it being a good pickup. I haven't seen Sick play too much though, but league guy. So I'm pretty sure he's going to play well. So we'll see. We have to see it first.
Yeah. Sick definitely came off of arguably one of the best center showings in 5v5 this past year with NBL Oz. So haven't gotten to see too much of him in pre-draft, but I'm definitely excited to see what he brings to the table with this Bright Lights team. U-Bots, he has shown us when he makes last-minute changes going to UPA teams, he does all right. So I'm excited to see how Bright Lights retools. I'm actually excited to see Achille and Native over there on KMT and what they're going to bring to the table with players like Dawg6 and Cease and Kina. So definitely Unfortunate that the Bright Lights team didn't stick together all the way through, but we got 2 really fun rosters out of this. It's going to bring us a lot of entertaining ball in the next couple of months. The WR Finals was not the only finals that we got to see this past week. We also had the finals of season 20 of Hall of Fame. The teams that faced off there was obviously Team Breakout, who finds their way into almost every finals, and then Team War, which was comprised of a consensus top 3 pick and Score Too Much, Kai Iverson of Heat Check Gaming, and we got a great series on our hands from them. So let's get into some of those clips and talk about what just start us off here this time. What'd you see in these series?
You said me? Big face.
Yeah, JJ started off.
Man, these games was kind of weird, man. It wasn't like the toe-to-toe games. It was like one person gets flooded, the other person gets flooded. It was just like, all right, this is my game versus the other. One thing I will say is I want to see more out of Kyle Iverson, man. I know he had a tough series in certain games where it was just like, he was getting plucked a lot of times and some bad turnovers. But I just want to see a little bit more of like the playmaking side. I think that'll help him out. Also Quinn too, which is clean steals. His comms and everything on defense was great. He was running that defense. And he kind of helped pick the guys up too, especially like Kai, even though he's having like, certain games where he didn't play as well. He's picking the guys up and telling them like, hey, look, we got you. We just want you to make the perfect, do what defense give you. And but that man score. And I will tell y'all, this guy, I didn't pay any attention to him until kind of like post-draft of last year. And this guy has not stopped putting his foot on the gas. He is hands down like the best shooting guard on this other, like prospect wise. Like I don't see who's better than him. I really don't. He's one of those guys that can just take over the game, and he did that, especially the games they won. But again, this breakout, man. You got Johnny Red, you got CP, which Johnny Red and CP didn't play well some games too. But Elite Steals, young guy, but still one of the best locks in the community. Play some great games there too, and Breakout just kind of like took it again. Just they one of the teams that every mistake you make, they just capitalize on it every time. They just wait for them. Every little mistake, like you get a steal, they go on fast break every time. They're gonna score off of it. You don't make the rotations, you're getting dotted. Like it's just. You gotta play perfect against them to beat them. So that's what I seen, man. And of course, Breakout takes it again, man.
Yes, sir. Easy. Let me get your final thoughts on this series here.
We just saw Breakout Gaming, come out and win the Warriors 10K tournament. We hit that topic on last podcast, and like I said, Breakout is a matter of when they're gonna win, right? They comprise a whole bunch of elite talents over there, especially ran by Dimes, the leader. But I want to give a special shout out to Glow, man. I know that he said that this is his last series, in the 2K community. I just want to give him a special shout out, man. He's been around the community for a long, long time now. And it seems like, a lot of the vets are continue to move on. So I wish him the best. Good luck in his endeavors and whatever he does in life, and he has success with that as well too. Really good guy, really cool guy. Breakout, they get it done. They always get it done somehow, some way. They're gonna bounce back. Yeah, they got games where they get blown out and the games where they blow people out. But in those games, right, what you're gonna tell your teams is just like whoever's gonna stay composed the best in those games, right? Yeah, you got blown out one game, but it's gonna be a long series. So at the end of the day, who wants it more, right? Mm-hmm. And Breakout's been there. They've done that. You feel me? They've been there. They've done that at the biggest stages, anywhere, 2K League, whatever case may be. They've been there. They've done that. They're winners. And it's shown here, like the vet presence that they have on their team. It shows how they can win and why they can win.
Yeah, absolutely. That veteran leadership on Breakout is second to none, bringing that back to the prime side and also being able to do it consistently for so many years, like having having the ability to keep that mental fortitude, not get burnt out. They put some of the longest hours into Pro-Am that you see in the community. So whenever you see them in the finals, it's really a matter of, can you keep your team together? Like, we've seen a lot of boom or bust players go against them. We've seen bright lights in the Warriors tournament. We've seen Team War here. And those are a lot of players that end up being really streaky, can get hot, and no one can do anything about them. But when you go against a team that's disciplined, you absolutely need to bring your A game. You need to be prepared for a long night. And shout out to Breakout, man. Congratulations on another great championship for you guys. Yeah, we got to see some of the best in the Pro-Am community in these past two series. That being said, all of this work that they're doing on the Pro-Am side is to prepare them for the 2K League. So let's get into some topics and some conversations regarding some of these teams that made some moves in the offseason. Vaughn, if you were here, it'd be a nice time for the voice of God to come in and give us one of these teams that we're going to be discussing today.
Sure, why don't you? We're going to go straight into the wheel of the teams for the NBA 2K League. Let's get it going. And our first team of today will be Warriors Gaming Squad. Let you guys be known. How you feel about the 2K League champions of last season?
Hey, man. So I'll start us off here. Warriors Gaming Squad, first team in 2K League history to bring back all 5 players after a championship. So clearly they're looking to run it back. They're comprised of some longtime vets and players like Keena, players like Mama I'm That Man, and Kenny Got Work. Sees his elevated to being the best power forward in the league. Native absolutely showed out in his role as a center and showcased that he's not just along for the ride. He's one of those players that's going to be a force to reckon with for years to come. So I'm actually really excited to see what this team is going to bring. While we already know what their roster is coming into the league, they have such vast skill sets that'll allow them to bring a whole different dynamic coming to their team this upcoming season. While everyone's still on the chase to try to catch them, they're currently at the top of the throne. Easy, what are your thoughts on them?
I mean, yeah, like you said, first team to bring back all 5, right? And to people that are not really into behind the 2K League scene, this rule was implemented before the season even started of Season 6. So I know not a lot of people that are not really in tune with the league. They thought that, they made a special rule for the Warriors Gaming Squad. But unfortunately, that is not the case. They just got super fortunate, and they won, and they brought back all 5 players, right? Keena's been since day one with the team, and they made a lot of assets. They had a lot of assets, and they traded them away, right? With Guns getting traded away for C's, picking up Kenny and moving him to the 3. Him being the best shooting offensive lock in the league last year, shooting around, I would say, above 78%. At one point, it was like 83% from 3. Astounding numbers from a corner player, right? I mean, it was just absolutely unheard of. Then they inquired in Nadal, aka Mama I'm That Man, one of the best names in the 2K League of all time. Getting him and bringing him along the squad too. I talked to Keena about this a lot too. You know, he brings out a lot, and the best in Keena, it's to have one elite point guard, but to have another shooting guard that can also make, direct the offense, run their breaks, etc., etc. That's super key, especially nowadays in the 2K League. You see a lot of double ball handler system winning now. Right, A lot back then you could get away with Sharps winning, with the Wizards in Season 4 with B Rich and JBM and all those guys, right? They had the best defense in the league, but their offense comprised of just smart IQ basketball. B Rich doing B Rich things, being one of the best clutch shooters in the league. But back onto the Warriors, right? Native coming in as well too, super underrated guy, did his job, aka the custodian. Cease rising to being the best power forward in the league, So that team's going to be really exciting, trying to see how they go and see if they can repeat.
JJ, talk to us.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it'll go hands down as being one of the best teams again in the league. Like I said, bringing back all 5. I know that, I didn't even know that was possible after the new CBA or whatever thing they signed. After that, it kind of gave them a chance to be able to do those type of things. So I know I was shocked when it happened, but yeah, man. I mean, why not? I mean, it's a championship team. I mean, what you gonna do? You're gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna trade and get somebody better"? What's better than being at the top of the biggest thing that you can be a part of, especially in this community? So, I mean, it makes sense, and I hope to see them doing really well the next season too.
Absolutely. All right, Vaughn, let's get us into our second team.
You asked for a second team. I ask you, where's the will at? Let's get it going, boys. You got the second team of tonight. I think this is the second team, and it will be Cash Legion GC. Let's talk about the moves that they made for the offseason.
Z, start it off, baby.
First and foremost, super excited for what Cavs did this offseason, right? They got Slaughter, one of the best bigs of all time in 2K League. They got DJ Tuco, arguably a top 3 power forward in the league. They got TB Shifty. They basically got the T-Wolves front court. They brought the band back together. the band separated, now they're back. The boys are back. Then they acquired Killy, 3v3 champion as well too. So super excited what to get. And then last and foremost, getting Mike Check from Warriors Gaming, a veteran coach to coach all the veteran guys. Right now the East already looking scary. Now it's looking even more scary. The question of the day is always going to be, can Antoine perform? Has always been a couple seasons now. Can Anton perform now that he has one of the best defenses in the league on paper? His job is to get in the bucket, and that's what Antoine does best.
JJ?
Yeah, man, I agree, man. You put those type of people, especially adding DJ Too Cold, which is one of the top power forwards in the community and in the 2K League. Just seeing him and then giving him TV Shifty and also, Slaughter, one of the best bigs. You upgrade your defense a lot too. And then also acquiring Killy too. I mean, Killy is one of those guys that can, he has his spurts, but when he's on, he's on. He's hot. And Antoine is one of the guys that he could do a little bit of everything. Sometimes he has some of the best performance, sometimes he don't. But in this situation, I think he's gonna make the best of this. You put a lot of veteran guys around him and being able to talk to him, especially with the T-Wolves. They're what they did best, which was being able to talk and being able to help each other out on a certain level. You bringing that same mentality to the Cavs and being around that as a whole, that's going to make him 10 times better and make him 10 times more comfortable. And I don't know about y'all, but a comfortable Antoine is scary. I mean, really. But yeah, man, I see it being a great team. I just hope everything works out. And I think it'll be great for Killy too. Killy deserves that too. I mean, he played great at Duke, so he deserves a chance to actually be at one of those top teams on the 5v5 side and get there. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I think that the phrase with these guys is you don't know what you have until it's gone. I think looking back at that season 5 T-Wolves front court and seeing TB, seeing Slaughter, and seeing DJ Too Cold together. DJ Too Cold ended up on NBL Oz last season, and you got to watch him ascend into the level that he's at right now. But also, you got to see that from each of the new additions. Killy absolutely shined in that 3v3 run and had an amazing offensive season on 5s, in my personal opinion. Mike Check, who has been clearly one of the most qualified coaches on the front in this league, finally got his championship. His team came together. We've gotten to see him blossom and show more of his personality and what he brings to the table just in front of the eyes of the community. So to now have all of those different brands of success all coming together in Cleveland, players coming home to their hometown, the coach coming home to their hometown. You have all of the ingredients in place to really showcase something special. So I'm excited to see how these pieces fit together. I'm excited to see what Antoine looks like having a cohesive defense. And when I say cohesive, I don't mean in talent, because there has definitely been talent there. But now it's a team that has talent and has played together for a really long time. So a lot of chemistry, less locker room issues. They have an opportunity now to really do something special. So I'm excited to see where this team goes, and I'm excited to see if they're going to meet or exceed the expectations that everybody's currently putting on them. Vaughn, we can go into our third and final team to talk about their offseason and our projections for them. Let us have it.
You plead for a third team, I'll give you what you need. We get into the third team of the wheel. And our third team will go to the Wizards District Gaming. Wizards District Gaming getting the first round pick. Give us your thoughts on the Wizards District GC.
We're making 0 picks in the draft to the team that has the first overall pick in the draft. JJ, talk to us about Wizards District Gaming.
Man, they got a tough choice, man. So look, man, the talks of the community is, you got Dynasty, because, they need a PG. So you got Dynasty and you got Benzo. It's like, what do you do here? You gotta, it's a sticky situation, man, because, you bring Benzo, which I agree, Benzo is the best player right now that's coming out of this draft. When you think about the things he bring to the table is 1 through 5. He plays all positions. And, when you bring something like that, you bring in a different personality, a different band. And I'm just interested into what they do with this. I feel like they will draft Benzo, but, depending on what the number 1 draft pick is, depends on where this team goes for me. You still got Awkward. And I just feel like it's just iffy right now with them. I want to see what this pick gonna look like for them first before I actually make a conscientious decision on like where I feel like they should be at and how I feel like they should run.
Benzo is clearly the pick for them. Whether it's just analyzing what these players look like at this current moment, who they've been over previous 2Ks, and also the relationships in place. Awkward and Benzo have played with each other for multiple 2Ks in pre-draft. You got B Rich there, who is definitely a great stewardess as far as leadership is concerned, as far as being able to showcase what a winning mentality looks like. He's already been a winner with Wizards District. Wizards District. You still got Deanie there. They got some really, really strong pieces in place that's going to be able to help whoever is their first overall pick acclimate to the league. Benzo has a lot of experience around league players, so it might not be as large of a learning curve for him. And then we got to see what they're going to do with the rest of their front court. They got another pick to go. Are you going to put Deanie at the 5? Are you going to keep him at the 4? And then if so, who do you go with that final pick? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have pick 25 in the second round, which will go to their front court mate. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I'm interested to see how this team helps to rally around the new face of the team that they're bringing in with the first overall pick. And to see if Wizards are going to be able to get back to the glory days where they were winning everything. That trade with Dayfry also got them a future first, so they're going to have some opportunities to do some really dope stuff over the next couple of seasons. Easy, final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you guys haven't touched on this topic, right? When Wizards District Gaming at the beginning or end of season 6, they came into this draft having pick 6, pick 7, if I'm not mistaken. And then the huge announcement, Dave Fry coming back. They trade his rights to the Mavericks to gain the number 1 overall pick to where we are today. And like I said, they need a point guard to finish that backcourt with B Rich, Awkward, and then Udini. And then at the 5 or 4, you're gonna need obviously somebody versatile, right? Deanie's been switching throughout the whole season and pre-draft in the league, whatever the case may be. But they haven't had any success with who they drafted there, unfortunately. So we just gotta see, is Benzo, aka the #1 overall pick, gonna make the difference for them and bring a championship back to Worcester District Gaming? We'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how each of these teams show out in the next season. We got a lot of new pieces in different places. We got teams bringing back their core, and then we got teams that are looking for a facelift because they're now in the spot of having the first overall draft pick, which means it's time to usher in a new era. I'm excited for all of these teams, and let's get to our final remarks. We got a couple of announcements for you guys on upcoming seasons that'll be happening, upcoming leagues, some prospect badges. If you can go on ahead and roll a clip for us, Vaughn, we can get to talking about it. So we got MPBA Season 43 registration is open. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the final MPBA before the 2K League draft. So one of the final UPA leagues that will affect standings. Get your teams in, get your opportunity to make some headway before you go out there to New England. We also have HOF coming up soon, season 21. We just wrapped up season 20. Once again, congratulations to Breakout. And we're gonna see a lot of teams going out here and showcasing their last opportunities before UPA. We see HOF every night with the overnights. It's fun to get back to the BYOT side of it as well. So bring your teams out and let's see what you guys can bring to the table, man. And lastly, UPA World Championships coming up in Foxborough, Massachusetts. This will be the weekend of December 15th to the 17th. It's always a movie out there at the pre-draft UPA event. I'm excited to see us out there in New England, and anybody that's trying to go to that Chiefs game afterwards, y'all hit me up, man. All right, shout out to Tiki. He got his prospect badge from the from the Brooklyn Nets tournament. I said New Jersey Nets. That is nuts. From the Brooklyn Nets tournament. Shout out to Tiki, man. Up and coming center. Definitely got to watch out for him, especially this year. Centers is going to be such an interesting position in this draft. You never know who's going to get through. So congratulations once again to Tiki. Who else we got out there, man? We got Hezzy Kane. I'm not going to lie. I'm extremely biased about this young man. I'm very happy to see that he has made it into the draft pool. Hezzy Kane, a player I've gotten to watch for a few years now. Shooting guard, received his prospect badge from the Dallas Mavericks Texas ticket tournament. Up and comer. Can't wait to see him show out in following leagues and UPA and give himself an opportunity to make it into this draft pool. Lastly, from the Scout the North tournament that happened in person, shout out to Bumpius, who has just earned his spot through the Toronto Raptors. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the combine, looking forward to getting to know this guy a little bit more. Once again, congratulations, young man, and good luck in the following weeks leading up to the 2K League draft. All right, man, that has been another episode of League Press. Once again, I've been your host, Coach Bigface, joined here with Easy Money and you guys for listening to us. We'll tap in with you guys again next week. You all have a good evening.